Okay, so the big moment arrived, and that was Stephen was finishing up his semester, and he was starting a chaplaincy program that summer, and that was when the something hits the road. What is that saying that I can't think of right now? He ended up very, very sick, having a massive flare up, and the things that we had used up until that point to try to curb the pain were just not working. They had failed at this point, to the point where we were talking about disability again and seeing how we can get extensions for his classes and for his chaplaincy program, and that summer was really, really tough. So going back into the emotion. Okay, so I had been sharing with a friend saying, yeah, will you please pray for Stephen, because it's getting pretty bad. I don't know how long he'll be able to do this school thing, and yeah. And one of our neighbors down the street was who was a friend of ours. It was like, so this may sound weird, but like, have you ever thought about essential oils? And I was like, why would I use essential oils? Like, those are, I just thought they were for your house smelling better. And she's like, well, actually, she shared a story of hers with having UTIs and stuff and what she found helpful for her. And she's like, I'll look up for, Interstitial Society to see if anyone's had that. And a story came back talking about a woman who had found success with using essential oils and supplements to support her health and to actually get rid of the pain. And I went, okay, well, I would be curious about this. Can we try a few? Because you have some. And she's like, sure, here's a few you can try, and we'll pray and see what the Lord does. So I broached this to Stephen.
That was the dumbest thing ever. I begin to see like advertisements for these things, and I think that we'd actually picked up like some really cheap essential oils on Amazon, and we were using them for like some DIY projects and stuff, just for the sense. And I was like, really, you're gonna put these smelly thingies on my body, like a perfume or something? You're gonna rub it on my body, and I'm gonna really feel better. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And then it got better, because then we started looking at the prices for these things, and they're ridiculously expensive. I was like, a little 5 milliliter bottle of this oil can cost like $100. $100? Are you kidding me? Like, where do they get this stuff? Is this like made of like pure plutonium or something? I thought it was so stupid. I was like, there's no way. Like, I've done a lot of things, but like this, I'm done. Like, I don't think it's even worth pursuing. But Lydia was stubborn.
So we got a few from our friend. I was like, you know what? We're just going to try it, because what's the worst thing that can happen? You're in pain. I don't think it's going to get any worse from putting this juice on you or whatever. And so that night came where we were like, okay, we're finally going to use the oil. And he was, what were you, like an 8 on the scale of 1 to 10 pain? Like it was bad. He was having a bad night. I was like, okay, God. So I had him lay down on his stomach, because someone was like, well, the closest place to your bladder, I guess, would be like on your back and your spine, so let's try it. So it's like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, we'll find out. So I grabbed the oil, and I dropped a few drops on his lower spine, and I like kind of rubbed it in. And I remember going, please, God, make this work, because there's no other hope that we have. Like, please make this work. So, in that moment, he said,
I don't remember the exact words.
It was kind of like, huh? And I was like, what's going on? He's like, well, my pain is down from an 8 to a 4. And I was like, really? Like within seconds of putting it on.
It was pretty much instantaneous. There are a few things that I've been trying up to this point that it helped quickly, but and we thought it was bizarre, those things, but this was like it was like spooky fast. And I was dropped the phone there. I was just like, what is going on with this? But I think that really shows that God, He works in the ways that He chooses to work in, and in spite of my lack of faith, he moved, and he moved big, and he used Lydia's faith in this and stubbornness to really break through and change my heart and really change my life. My life has not been the same since that night.
And one of the things is the Lord always provides for His children, even when it's like, this is beyond our price means.
Yeah, because then I started looking at it a little bit more seriously and actually looking at the cost of getting, the kit that we needed and all the different things that went with it. And it was really expensive. I went, no way, like we can't afford this. I'm doing an internship as a chaplain, and I'm making no money, and I have to take hours off of the really part-time job that I was working so that I could do my hours in chaplaincy because they were conflicting, and just all kinds of things like that. It's like that we have no extra money, so like we can't put hundreds of dollars out to try and help with this stuff. And so I was like, well, this worked, but we can't afford it.
But I was like, it's worth it if you're getting better, because right now we're not even living. We're just barely surviving and not doing it well. So you can ask your question.
So my question is, what is your gut reaction when you hear about essential oils, and what feelings does that conjure up for you?
And then my question is, how much are you willing to pay for health and freedom?